Back out here for some more hard body stuff. We are going to be putting on fenders, getting those seats in, and getting the wheels back on this thing. So quite a bit of work here. Air still at work, so I'm going to see if I can bust some of this out. Okay, this is one bolt down in here, and then you've got all your other bolts on this line of the fender. Got another one down there, and then I think there's a couple down here along the door and at the bottom. All right, got one down there, one up here, so we'll bust those out. Two more down here. All right, should have everything unbolted now. Got one that was kind of loose over here, so we'll see what we got to do with that. And there we have it. We got a fender off, so we'll go grab a new one and see if we can get it lined up. This is definitely gonna be the harder side anyway, since this is the side with the collision, so we have to beat some stuff up to make it fit. All right, we got the new fender on here. Let's drop back in here. Everything's lining up, and then that's kind of what we're talking about up here. This is where that front end damage is. So you can see this tab here is supposed to be lined up with this one. This one's supposed to be lined up down here. And generally, you know, there's some bump out on that. So let's take a look at that. All right, guys, collision side is done. Get that hook back up. It's not perfect, you know, how things line up. Can only do so much with the front end that we had. This front clip is clearly part of the impact, but she's on there solid, so we'll take it. All right, taking this side off. This one's good, but there's four-wheel drive fenders that we got, which have a little bit more bulge, so gonna be trading this one off. All right, get the passenger side off. Grab the new one out of the box here and throw that one back on. All right, there we got both fenders on now. You can see the fitment. That four-wheel drive fender pokes out a lot more. Yeah. All right, got our new clips in. Just gonna go ahead and get them on both fenders so we can get the corner lights mounted. All right, now we just gotta get these bucket seats in here. So we'll pull the bench seat out, 2 bolts, that's all that's left in it, and we'll get the bucket seats in. Alrighty. All 4 bolts in this sucker. Super dirty. We need to clean it, but it's a junkyard seat, so what do you expect? But move on to the driver's side. Hopefully it goes as smoothly as this one did. All right, both bucket seats are in. It almost looks like they made these headrests to be used with both models. Wonder if this replaces this over here. Gonna pull them apart and just check. They do not. So get a headrest for this. We're gonna need some specific for these bucket seats. About 7 inches, center to center. And these are like 4 or 5. All right, so the dirty Panda, it's no longer that dirty. Got just did some basic cleanup in here, get some of the crap out of here when we're working on it. And we're just gonna clean up a couple loose hoses and stuff. And she'll be ready to go, ready to get wired. Now that all that's finished up, with the fenders on, seats are in, we can get the exhaust done here. We're just gonna run it straight out the bottom for this setup. We'll see where we go from there. But for right now, that's what we'll do. So we'll get the headers down, and we'll probably have to run a pipe just to finish it off. So Eric's getting the valve covers on here. And that's pretty much gonna button up the motor. And then we really just have exhaust stuff left and the radiator. Which radiator is just gonna go back in. And you know, the exhaust stuff, I don't think it'll be too complex. We're just gonna run it down out of it right now for this present setup. Roll it over dry. See if it makes any nasty sounds.
The next day.
What's up, guys? I'm out here waiting for Oren to get home. I'm gonna do a test start on this and see what we're dealing with. The battery was pretty dead last time we tried to roll it over, so I got the battery charger on it. We're gonna see what we can get done. I'm just gonna run it real quick. I'm not gonna run it for too long. I'm gonna try and get the tune set up and everything. Because we don't have a water pump. I ordered a different water pump setup. It'll be a mechanical water pump, but it's shorter, and we're hoping we can fit the fan on the inside of the radiator instead of the outside, so we can keep the new front grille and everything all on it. But we'll see. So I'm gonna hop in the truck and start setting up the tune.
I gotta put the fuel pump relay in.
Yeah, let me do the tune and stuff first.
Yep.
Holly sets these up super easy. So like this is my first time really tuning anything. So I went to the wizard, and then it just asks you which Holly you have. So I have the first one. You click next. This is why they give you a stylus. It's really hard to do one-handed. Okay, and then I ask you the number of cylinders. There's obviously 8, and engine displacement should be 305. Idle speed, I put it to 750. I'll just do 800. It's close enough. I think this is a street strip cam. It's definitely not a race cam, and it's definitely not a mild cam, so that's my best guess. And then there's no power adder. We're using coil negative. So then it comes up with the tune that it wants to use. You just click start, loads right on. And it just tells you to finish by cycling the key before you go try to start it. So it's pretty easy.
So we got it runs. So we have we've kind of a second radiator and fan setup, or more like water pump and fan setup. Not to say that we're going to necessarily switch that. We might have to take the front end off. That's parts that are coming, stuff that we can look at that we have to do. And then pretty much we just have to get this thing tuned. But, you know, given that it's snowing out again, there's just not a whole lot we can do to that. And, you know, don't want the radiator freezing up and all that stuff. So that's going to be it. I mean, this thing, it runs, right?
Back together.
It's back together. It's running.
It's very loud.
Super loud. We've got a little bit more work to do. But I think we're in a better spot than we were last year.
Oh,
so
I mean, I finished it today.
Technically, it was finished in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, but it was running and driving. What, fucking 6 hours before I had to drive. Up here.
Yeah. So, yep, just tidy stuff up and figure out which setup we're going for the cooling, but either should work. So once we got the cooling system in there, and we can run this thing and heat it up and kind of get everything working, that should give us a better idea of where we're tuning stuff. So sweet.
Yep.
All right.
I'm glad to hear it run.
Yeah. All right, that's it for this one, guys. We'll get everything done, and the next video will finally, hopefully, be some action. So we'll go from there.